Hi everyone and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. My name is Chanel and I'm your reader every time you visit this channel. This reading is intended for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. If you're watching for a Libra, you're going to want to reverse the roles because it will feel as though I'm speaking to you about your Libra. Just a side note, I'm not currently taking personal readings at the moment. I'm just trying to gather my energy. I will probably be opening them up within the next week or two, so I'll make an announcement to let all of you know. Now, Libra, I got a very specific message when I was shuffling the deck. It seems as though there are two groups of you, so I'm just going to read the cards for the strongest energy. But what I saw when I was shuffling is either you've been in a situation with a partner that you're not passionate about, and there's somewhere else you would rather be, someone from your past that you would rather connect with, that you're realizing you still have a lot of feelings for, or you were in a very unfulfilling or loveless situation recently, and now you're trying to get back out there and start dating again. Okay, so bottom of your deck is the Queen of Cups. Geez, Six of Cups. So this is kind of the energy I was picking up on. It's like perhaps you're having some feelings this month where you're wishing you would have done things differently with someone from your past, okay? It's like at the time you thought you were making the best decision. Perhaps you were making the safe choice. For some of you, you ended up in a relationship with someone because they looked really good on paper. You know, it was like, okay, this person has great credit. They're super responsible. Versus like the bad boy or the bad girl, right? So it seems like you chose the safe bet over following your heart. This could have had to do with your family, what they expected of you, or perhaps you were already like a parent. And you wanted stability that this other energy that I'm kind of picking up on couldn't provide. I think that this was a huge sacrifice for you, you know, and I don't feel like this is a new development. I feel like you've been kind of living the consequences of your choice. It feels as though you've tried really hard to make this work, but your heart is not in it. You know, and for some of you, it could even be like you got someone pregnant, so you felt like you had to stay. Or maybe the person that you really wanted, like you didn't feel like they were an option anymore, so you moved on, kind of hoping to be able to feel different. You get what I'm saying? Like, that maybe this newer person or whoever this is you ended up with would be able to heal your heart. Or that you would fall in love with them, because there's an energy of feeling like it's not so much that you don't like respect or value what this other person brings into your life, but I just feel like they're not where your heart is, you know, and I think you were kind of hoping that in time you would grow the same attraction or passion that you had for the old person. But it feels as though it's just not happening for you, right? I'm going to pull some oracle cards and then I'll look into the energy of your month. But it feels like that's what's going on. You feeling as though if you've been in a relationship that this is kind of more of a burden, or maybe you're working towards something that you don't really want. I feel like for some of you, you may be uncovering this in therapy. You might be the kind of person that tries very hard to stay busy so that you don't have to feel your feelings, or so that you don't have like the thoughts about like your disappointment in the situation. But this is hard, you know, for some of you, maybe you got married very young and you kind of fallen out of love with your person, or someone else has stirred your interest. There's definitely like a feeling of wanting to be elsewhere, wanting to be somewhere than where you are. I think what's really hard about this though is like, if you tried to tell people how you felt about it, they would probably look at you like you're crazy. They'd be like, wow, but you have the life to die for. You've got the big house. You've got the, 3 kids. You've got the whatever, right? Everything that people strive to obtain, either you could obtain it with the person you're with, or it feels like you already have. But there's just such a lack of happiness here. I mean, you've got no wands outside of the 3. You've got no swords except what's in the reverse, no cups. And the only pentacles here are the 10, and then this 9 of pentacles in the reverse, where you're viewing your person as trying to put work into keeping you happy. But I feel like because of the lack of emotional availability in regards to this connection, like this is not your match. You got King of Cups reversed, Queen of Cups reversed. It's like things that this person does bother you. Whereas if you were with someone that you really loved, I feel like you wouldn't feel so agitated. You know what I mean? But because you're not in love with this person, it's like maybe you find yourself nitpicking things that they do, right? It's like you're coming to the realization that you don't have to stay in this situation this month. It's almost like what you want has changed. You're willing to turn your back on what you have because this is not living. Like, it's like you're getting to a point in your life where it's like, I don't feel anything anymore. Like, I'm not living my truth. I'm not living my authentic, life. I don't care if I, disappoint my family. I don't care what people say about me. I can't do this anymore. I can't live this way forever. I have to find my own happiness. This situation, it's like you're claustrophobic. And I don't think you want to hurt the person that you're with. But I do think that it's almost like you can't live like this one more second. I don't feel like you hate this person. I just think that for you, it's like you feel like they deserve better than to work for something that you're not interested in. I feel like you worry that perhaps you'd be unfaithful further down the line, or that you would just maybe start self-medicating if you stay, or treating this person in a way that they don't deserve, because I feel like you think this person that you're with is a good person. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not picking up on the vibe that you feel like this is an awful significant other. You're just not in love with them. You know what I mean? And this is a really hard situation because you're having to face some truths about yourself. It's almost like you've gotten in kind of deep. You've built some sort of life with this person. Perhaps you own things together, or you have children in common, or you've rented that apartment together, or this is not new. You know what I mean? This is like you're an integral part of each other's lives. And it's like you don't want to hurt this person, but you're dying inside. You get what I mean? Like, you're coming to the realization that you can't sacrifice your happiness. And it's unfortunate because when you started dealing with this person, I don't feel like it was your intention to lead them on. I feel like you really did have the best of intentions for the relationship. It's more the energy of this other person that I was with is not a good fit for where I'm going in the future. I have to do something different. I have to pick a partner that's more stable or reliable. I think when you started dealing with this person, you did like them, right? But it just wasn't that same excitement or passion. For some of you, you left a twin flame for this person, or when you walked away from a twin, you decided to stop giving to that connection to be with this person because you were so fed up with like the twin flame dynamic, that you just wanted something safe and steady and stable. But now it's like, now that you've begun to kind of heal, you're looking at this and you're realizing that it's not fair to either of you, because it's like you're never gonna give this person you're with what they deserve. You can't be what they deserve because you don't have the capacity to love them in the way that they deserve. So, you know, I feel like mid-month, for some of you, you could be trying to speak to your twin, not so much in a romantic capacity, but just to kind of see if the old feelings come back. Because this is like kind of a new development. You know, it's been building and building, and now it's getting to a place where it's like, this is a real problem, right? This is going to become a problem. This is going to become unfair. I'm not showing up in this relationship the way that I should be, right? I'm not being the partner that I want to be for this person. But why is that? Am I disillusioning myself by thinking about this twin? Do they even still care? What if I throw my whole life away for this other person and I don't even know if they've thought of me? Right? So for some of you, I feel like you could be meeting up for like a lunch with your twin. I don't feel like it's you trying to start like a romantic involvement with them. I feel like it's you being more analytical and trying to collect information about why you feel the way you feel. For some of you, I feel like you're kind of hoping if you do meet up with this twin, it'll like re-solidify your choice to be with this other person that's stable, right? Because you're hoping that you'll listen to all the things that they've been doing and you'll feel like they haven't changed, and you'll be like, you know what? I made the right choice. I need to stay where I am. I'm just being impractical. I have a great life, right? But it's like there's something or someone that's pulling you away from where you are this month and pulling you away from the things that you've built for yourself and with this other partner. And I feel like it's getting to a space where you can no longer ignore it because there's too many what ifs. There's too many situations where the potential has not been explored, right? Maybe years have passed and you're like, wow, maybe this twin is older now. Maybe they behave differently now. Like, I'm not the same person I used to be. You get what I'm saying? This is tough. You know, this is a really tough situation, and I'm not getting anything from you that's making me feel like you're being malicious about your behavior. I don't feel like you were trying to hurt the person you're with, because at the time when you started your relationship with them, it seemed like the best move for everyone involved, okay? So try not to be hard on yourself, because I know you're very analytical. What I will say is by the end of the month, you may have an opportunity for some sort of like sexual liaison with this twin partner. So if that's not something that you're wanting to have to deal with in regards to the person that you're already with, I would just say, you know, be very vigilant about being impulsive, okay? I do think that after you meet up with this twin, you're going to kind of make your decision in regards to the relationship you're in. I don't know that it's just you getting up and leaving right away, but I feel like you're going to start looking at your future differently towards the end of the month. And you're going to start really thinking to yourself, like, I need to do something else, right? I need to leave some things behind. It's like by the end of the month, whatever you discover mid-month, that's going to show you what you need to do. But I feel like it's almost like you're going to walk away from the things in your life that are not satisfying to you, even if that means leaving parts of yourself behind. So it's almost like the energy of you making the decision For some of you, like maybe you're not in a relationship. For some of you, it's your family just really doesn't like this person. And you're like, you know what? If my mom never talks to me again, so be it. This is where I want to be. I'm going to start making moves to be with this person. Or for some of you, you've chosen a way of life where it's like, I'm successful on my own. And now you're meeting up with this twin and it's like, you know what? I would switch jobs. I would look for a job to be wherever they are if they're at a distance. You get what I'm saying? It's like you coming to the realization that this is where your happiness is. And it's almost like, I don't feel like you're being impulsive or throwing caution to the wind, but I do feel like it's like that final thing you need to kind of like solidify to yourself that you can be happy and that what you really desire is available to you, but you have to take the action to do it. And it's going to require you to start from scratch in some capacity, whether that's leaving a relationship, moving, changing jobs, or ruffling feathers within the family and kind of creating distance. But yeah, you're making a decision, this month. You're collecting some more information as well. Now, viewing your person as 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like for you, Libra, let's get one, because this is for the partner you're with. You could feel as though you're only with this person because they are financially stable. For some of you, you feel like this person, I just feel like it's not working. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're thinking about separation. Let's take a look at how you're viewing your twin, the Magician in the reverse. So something that you gave up on, right? But I also feel like this month, this is something you're revisiting because it's like you feel like there's so much unexplored potential. You know what I mean? Like they've never shown up before. So what if now is the time? What if now they're finally going to show up because time has passed, right? There's a huge difficulty here, because this energy that you're with, I feel like was a soulmate. I feel like you could stay with that person if you desire, but there's always going to kind of be something missing with this 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like in regards to your twin, that's difficult because you don't know what exactly could happen there. It's like you're having to take a huge risk, right? And from what you already know, it hasn't worked out in the past, right? But if you see these cards, it's like you need to make a decision. And I feel like it's almost like the person you're with is more of your friend than your lover. Because it's just your heart belongs somewhere else. You know what I mean? That's not something that's ever gone away. So let's take a look at your opportunity for the month. This is tough, Libra. I'm sorry. I guess I would just say you have to do what makes you happy. Because in all honesty, are you being fair to this soulmate if you can't love them the way they deserve, right? They deserve to have the big love too. You know what I mean? So opportunity, the Hermit, you get to revisit something from your past. It's time. This could be something that you've been kind of flirting with the idea of for a while. It looks like there's an end on the horizon and an opportunity for something new. You're older, you're wiser, it seems as though this is kind of like that one thing in your life that you've always wondered about. You will have an opportunity to figure that out, right? To really kind of once and for all know, is there anything still here? Your obstacle is that somebody is going to get their heart broken, right? There's three people here. So it's like the fair thing to do is to let this soulmate go, but that's going to break their heart and that's going to hurt you because I don't feel like you want to hurt this person. I don't feel like that's your intention by any means. So this is not going to be an easy decision, because it's like, do you break your own heart and stay? Do you break your soulmate's heart and leave? Right? Let's take a look at your advice for the month. 8 of Pentacles. What could you see yourself doing for the rest of your life? You know what I mean? Like, because the 8 of Pentacles is something that you do over and over, right? It's something that it takes practice. It's not the kind of thing that you do it once and all of a sudden it just works. It takes years to get it right. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like when it comes to the advice here, it's almost like perhaps you and your twin have been at this for years, right? And it hasn't worked. But that's kind of what the 8 of Pentacles energy is. You get what I'm saying? Like, every pentacle usually signifies a year. You know, so it took this person an entire year to make this one pentacle. You get what I mean? So I feel like, wow, see, here's the divine feminine getting her wish. But it was after a period of having to leave, walking away from a commitment, even though it's incredibly difficult, right? I feel like you're being urged to put work into what makes you happy, to realize that just because something did not work right away, that doesn't mean that it's not meant for you. But also, just because something does work, it doesn't mean it's meant for you, right? Because it's soulmate energy, it worked, but it's not your twin. It's not that match. You get what I'm saying? And I guess, like, when this happens, I kind of look at it like perhaps you're holding on to someone else's twin by staying with this soulmate, right? So you could be robbing them of the same experiences that you want for yourself. You have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. The wait is over, right? Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. The difficulty is that you're not single, right? Let's get a wisdom oracle for relationship. Community. It's an 8, another 8. You might have been at this for 8 years. You might have been in a relationship for 8 months, right? Let's see what we got. Belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world. You know, I feel like whoever this person is with, it was a season. It was time, you know, for them to come in so that you both could learn lessons from one another and you could grow in a different area of your life. But I don't personally feel like this was a forever. You know what I mean? And if you look at all the 8s, this is the 8th month, August. Like, the time is now, right? Relationship message. You're discovering the essential qualities that you share with another, and perhaps also those you don't share. There are times when you follow and the other person leads, and times when you lead and the other follows. The appearance of this card points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another. Accepting the truth that everyone has flaws is part of that dance. Yet you're also being asked to be aware of the dynamics that you don't want to repeat. You're in the perfect place to make changes in order to experience the best version of who you can be together. All right. Well, this is tough. I'm worried about you because I know that you have a big decision to make. Why don't we read your protection message? It says, beware of compromising your integrity in order to belong. How do you dim your light or change yourself so others will accept you in the group? Do you hide who you really are in order to play a role within the larger whole? This will never fulfill you. Now is the time to assess your willingness to be real. Stand tall, be you. Authenticity is true self-expression and the only way to empower yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself and step into the role your heart tells you to take. Making yourself small bears too high of a cost. So I feel like the universe is telling you not to stay somewhere that is not, your ultimate joy. You know what I mean? And I know that twin flame connections are not necessarily your ultimate joy because there's so many ups and downs. But it looks like the cycle is about to begin again, you know, and that's what the universe has for you, that this is the time for this to start over, you know. You're being cautioned about weighing what the community sees, what the community thinks over your own personal happiness, right? And I feel like that is very on brand for what I'm seeing in this reading. Libra, I'm going to take a look in the extended at your person that you're with. I'll pull some cards to see what's going on with them, what they want, to see if they're keeping anything from you, how they feel about you, and what they're going to do. Then I'm going to pull some cards for your twin. I'll also pull some twin flame messages from your twin to see what they have to say to you in the 5D. So this extended maybe a tad longer. I will put a preview at the end of this video so that you can see the video with your soulmate. And then I'll put another segment where I'm talking about the twin so that you can hear about both people if you watch the preview. And I will put the link in the description box below for you if you'd like to follow me over to this extended. Good luck with this. I know that it's very difficult, and I know that this is kind of a sad time, an exciting time for you, right? But I know that you will be okay if you just follow your heart, okay? I'll speak to all of you again soon, but in the meantime, you take care. Bye. Because it's this like something that they feel like they can't win. It's almost like this person would like suggest that you go sleep with your twin and still come home to them or something, like, or try to like have some sort of polyamorous relationship because they just don't want you to leave that bad. That they'd be like, okay, well, we could just have an open relationship. Or if you cheated on me, okay, that's fine. Let's just talk about it. We'll figure it out together, right? But this isn't someone that is gonna like stand up for themselves and be like, Libra, you know, we had what we had. I don't think you're into this. I deserve better. You deserve better. Like, let's do something else. This is someone that like they would let you pretty much walk all over them, unfortunately. And so like I can see why you're nervous about having this discussion with this person. Maybe this is someone who has had like mental health issues or who gets like really, really down on themselves. I think at first it was very flattering to be with someone who was so accommodating to you after coming out of a twin flame relationship that can be so difficult. But as time went on, I feel like for you, Libra, you almost feel like this isn't even about you. This is about this person needing validation. They feel as though for some of you, this person tried to do a lot to get your attention initially and you ignored them. So then I feel like they tried to match that energy, but you ended up with someone else. So now they're just very melancholy and they feel as though this is over. But they also feel like they're not going anywhere. It's like as much as they see you doing something with someone else, they're still very invested in this. They may not be telling you that. They feel like you might have turned your back on them for the moment, you know, and you may not even be willing to give them a second chance, but they also feel like you're hiding your feelings for them, you know? So it's kind of like this person's ego. They're like they feel like you're playing hard to get a little bit, but then at the same time, they don't know if it's true or not. You know, it's like they can't tell if you're still into them or if you really are happy where you are. They're obsessing over this. And that's really what it is. It's like, is Libra really happy with this other person? Or is Libra just hiding their emotions for me to try to get me to pay attention to them?